Morphée. Now, the default setting of the Morphée is Morphe. And basically then all it is doing is really controlling the Morphe knob. So let's get rid of some of this vibrato. All right. So if we turn the Morphe knob, we hear what A and B are. And then you can see that the Morphée is controlling the Morphe knob. Actually, if we look over here on the screen, it says Morphe levels and Morphe pitches. Anyway, you can see that the Morphée is just basically a tool to move you back and forth between Morphe A and B, which is a lot more fun than turning the knob. So and this is, I'm assuming, capacitive. It just senses that your hand is near the thing, and I mean that your hand is in contact with the thing, and you're controlling it, and that's basically everything that's going on. So you're not like, you're just moving your finger, you're touching it and moving your finger. You can actually, this also has, obviously a Z depth here. So if you just want to have the touch effect on the top, you're not going to be pushing down as you do it because you're actually modulating in 3 dimensions when you do that. So you have to kind of get a light touch because like I'm watching myself and I'm even pushing it down a little bit. You can also set it to matrix, and then nothing's happening because I don't have it set to anything in the matrix. But if you were over in the matrix, you'd see the JK and L have X, Y, and Z, and you can patch those dimensions to control whatever you'd like. So basically X is, across. So then moving your finger crossways like this is going to be like turning a knob from left to right. Y is going to be you moving your finger this way, which is like turning a knob from left to right. This is the span of it. And then Z is pushing something down, which is like turning a knob. So basically you have this situation that just goes absolutely crazy where you can control 3 different parameters simultaneously by just swinging your finger around or pressing or doing a combination of all of those things, which I'm sure I have demonstrated just in the use of patches here and there. It's such a complex possibility. It's difficult to really give you a sense of all of the things it is capable of, but it is, you can definitely... okay, I'm just going to do it. We're going to set X to Morphe amount to a large degree, and Y, we'll just go with what we got there, which is the pitch of oscillator 2. 3, voice pan. We're not in stereo, so that's not going to help us. Let's set that to, what's a really noise volume there. So then basically when we press down, we're going to get the noise coming in. Okay, so if we stay down here on the bottom, we're not affecting the Y, and we're only hearing the X's modulation of the Morphe knob. If we go up and down, we're going to hear the variation in the pitch that's currently set to oscillator 2's frequency. And if we keep it in one place, one vertical line, we won't affect the morph, which is also happening, left to right. And then if we just want to hear the noise come in, we'd push down. So then if you're doing all those at once, so you can see in that terrible example, but demonstrative example, that you have an incredible amount of control and you can really make an infinite application of this, whether you're just changing sound as you're playing or whether there are specific functions you want to have happen. And as we get into settings later, like you can set the Morphée so that if you touch someplace on it, it will hold where you touched it and stay in that position. So like you can move stuff around and then hold it in a certain place. So if you had X and Y set up to go to like the different frequencies of the oscillators, you could actually choose chords and have them sit there for a while. And the applications are infinite. So it's really quite an amazing thing when you have it set to the matrix. The next thing I am not going to demonstrate now, but I will demonstrate when we do the sequencing. And that is, you'll see the setting says Arp Sequencer. Now, what happened is they took the cool functionality that they have on the MicroFreak, in the MicroFreak's sequencer, which are the two functions Spice and Dice. And Spice does variations in octaves and rhythms octaves and something else. And then Dice creates randomized rhythm changes. And so you get basically, you can take a sequence that's playing, and when you have it, the Morphée set to Arp Sequence, you can introduce variations in the sequence. So it's not just the same sequence going over and over again. You can keep adding new changes to it to make it sound really cool. And that is pretty awesome. So that is, just the most basic, embarrassingly tiny explanation of the Morphée. But these are things that are best demonstrated by people like literally playing them and not explaining them, but it does help to have the explanation of what is happening. So you're not just, watching somebody do something weird with that thing. So that is our pitch wheel, our wheel, and Morphée.